Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, let me summon my inner Dr. Abati. Joining us now to review some. You didn't see what I just did with my glasses. My glasses that I'm not wearing. You know he does that with his glasses. To review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabite. Action. How did I do?
75%.
Yeah.
I like when Dr. Abati does this.
Yeah.
Puts the glasses on.
Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Victoria Tundu, MK Abiola.
Morning.
Yes, done in a peach jacket.
Yeah.
With gold buttons.
Yeah.
Always looking sweet.
Thank you.
Now let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story. IU. PDP is back to rescue Nigeria from her current mess. Yes, the People's Democratic Party, they pulled their acts together, scaled the judicial hurdle put before them by some of their members, including from erstwhile chairman, which is Secondus. But that convention took place over the weekend. The emergence of a professor, Dr. Yoshe Ayu, yes, as the chairman. Well, it was a done deal after that northern adoption as a consensus candidate from the north. And but he's saying that they are back. Are they really back? To rescue Nigeria from the current mess, what are your programs? Tundu, you asked about that. We want to hear the solutions, how PDP will do it differently. This time around, because they were in power for 16 years, and at the end of the day, they messed up so much that Nigerians were just looking for anything as an option. And here we are. So if PDP is saying we are back, I'm not very excited until I hear what they want to do, until I see the man they are putting forward for us, Nigerians, to choose from amongst many as the next president of Nigeria come 2023. So until PDP show me what they can do, I will not be overexcited about they are putting their acts together and electing Yoshe Ayu as the next chairman. Of course, he will take over from the current, he and his team will take over from the current National Working Committee in December when the tenure of Uche Secondus expires. Also on the front page of this day newspaper, CBN unveils 100 for 100 policy. Yes, the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, has unveiled the selection criteria for the private sector companies to participate in its new financial instrument tagged the 104 PPP program. That's the policy on production and productivity. Beyond that sweet acronym, yes, there's a lot that will go into that project, and the central bank has come out to unveil the selection process for participation of would-be companies, and this is premised on the business's immediate impact and contribution to the Nigerian economy, i.e., creation of jobs, economic growth. So those companies that will be selected to benefit and help the economy. Of course, this criteria is to ensure that there is a transparent process for selecting high-impact companies in this for this project. Now, if we look at other newspapers, the Guardian newspaper quickly, 150 days after ban, Nigerians await truce between the federal government and Twitter. A lot of discussion had taken place in the past, And according to the Guardian report, most of the conditions have been met by Twitter except one. And if I just read that quickly, suspension may be lifted this week, according to the Guardian. Only 1 out of 10 demands yet to be met. Twitter admits progress in discussion awaits federal government's decision. Twitter global users increases, revenue jumps by 37% to $1.28 billion. That's Twitter's revenue. While in Nigeria, SMEs, government, economy bleed as losses hit 370 billion naira. Experts appeal to government to consider usefulness of the platform. Well, I don't know why the government is still delaying if almost all the conditions have been met. Nigerians are the one also being shortchanged by this ban. But if we look at another story in the front page of the Guardian newspaper, intrigues as PDP governors take firm charge of party. And let's just move over to other newspapers. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper. How poor state of Abuja-Kaduna Road aids accident, kidnapping, many lives lost to accident. Commuters groan, call for speedy work, payment issue, rent responsible for delay, the federal government. Well, that is not the only road that is in poor state from the federal capital territory. Over the weekend, I had cause to travel from Abuja to Lokoja by road. Well, under heavy security, before you hold your breath. And the state of that road, Abaji-Lokoja Road, is a disgrace. Road that connects people traveling from the south to the north. That road is a disgrace. And the governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, was asked, and he said he has visited the Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, 3 times to appeal that that road be dealt with, and nothing was done. And of course, when 21 federal roads were handed over to the NNPC only last week, Abaji-Lokoja Road was not one of them. And those roads that were being handed over to the NNPC were described as roads that were economically important to the nation. If Abaji, Lokoja, that takes you down to the south is not important, I don't know which road is important. And I must not also fail to add that the very important Benin Warri Road was not even part of that. That road in a sorry state as we speak. Road connecting 2 oil-producing states, very important road. The refineries are in Warri area. The ports are there. Of course, Delta Steel, for whatever is left, is also in that axis. Yet that road has not been attended to, and the federal government, Ministry of Works, Federal Ministry of Works, don't seem to be in a hurry to attend to that road also. Now, let's look at other stories. Daily Independent newspaper, food prices hit rooftop despite declining headline inflation. Firms worry over erosion of profit margins, drop in sales, decline in turnover, weak manufacturing capacity utilization, problems in the economy. But to the ordinary Nigerian, food prices hitting the roof. I wonder how those who are at the lower rung of the salary scale, 30,000 naira per month, once celebrated as a new minimum wage. What can that amount do for a family of 4 children and 2 parents, of course? So much problem around. Now, the Nation newspaper, 2023, PDP governors in deft move against Atiku Saraki. Forum pushes to produce party candidates. the days ahead, the forces within the PDP will stake their claim for the presidential ticket. But as we have always said in this program, the next presidential candidate of the major political parties should come from the South, because a situation where the president, Muhammadu Buhari, would have done 8 years by 2023, it will not make for equity, fairness for the next president to come from anywhere other than the south of Nigeria. Now, the Sun newspaper, the Daily Sun newspaper, 2023 poll, North will back credible candidate according to the Northern Elders Forum. Says secession threat, bad option for the Southeast, Ohaneze, Middle Belt, Ezife, react. Now, let's look at the foreign newspapers quickly. If we look at the Times of UK, Prime Minister, last chance on climate. It's last chance on climate. Yes, as the world, as world leaders gather in Scotland for the climate conference, well, it's last chance according to the Prime Minister. But if we look at the Financial Times newspaper, what the big countries, the group of 20, limited group G20 corps on coal, leave huge way to go at climate summit. At the end of the day, it's the big countries, the industrialized ones, that will still sabotage the global goal of bringing emission to a sensible level. But again, we'll see what comes out of the climate conference in Scotland. And if we look at the Wall Street Journal quickly, good news for people in the US. Delta variant recedes across the US. Tundu and Rufai without L.
Well, finally, some good news, and I think that's a good note to end it on. Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeni, for the newspaper review.
Thank you so much.